Okay, so I'm gonna be doing a little video instead of doing an essay and things like that, just so I can better explain like exactly what I wanna um get through. So one of the main things that I want to target is, college students and stressors in general. I feel like, especially the reason why I'm targeting this topic specifically is because it's very important to me, as this semester really, I had a lot of just out of control situations that just ended up happening this semester, which caused a lot of just backlash when it came to school. I ended up not being able to graduate the semester. I had to push to next semester, which it was something that I was looking forward, especially because I've been working hard to graduate early, but it just didn't end up happening due to just honesty, the lack of self-control that I had when it came to stress and other outside sources. So that's honestly a main reason why I wanted to target college students specifically, because I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it, especially because I had to get another job. So I was working two part-time jobs while going to school and also commuting to school. So I was commuting and doing all that and just dealing with other outside sources, like I said. So it was very something difficult and something new to navigate around too. It's just something I've never done before. I've always had a job during college. That was never a problem, but I ended up getting a new place and moving out and doing all of that. So that also was just more responsibility in a very positive way, but it was new to navigate. So I think that also just had an effect on all of this in general. So my scholarly sources for this, um, let's see. So one of the scholarly sources that I got is called Life, Stress, and Health, a review of conceptual issues and recent finding. So this is basically just an article that ties in how life is, and that how life is with stress in it, and how it can, you know, affect us physically and mentally. As for like chronic pain, mental illness, and accelerated aging. And I really like that because it just reminded me of the class, because we did go over a few of these things and how, stress can really affect us in more ways than just mentally. It can affect us in a very physical manner as well. And I really like the part where they target about like accelerated aging, because that is true. It's kind of like that concept with what you believe kind of happens. So constant stress is gonna put a big barrier when it comes to our health in any manner. So even the way that our age, our facial features can just zoom, go back, forward in time rather than taking a pause and doing its own thing. So that was really neat that they targeted that, because I feel like a lot of people, they don't believe it. But once your body's in constant state of these situations, it really does take a toll on our body in a very big and very fractured way. So that was why I wanted to get that topic, especially because we have talked about it. And and I also want to target like a course as well that we talk about, like relaxation training, which I feel like when it comes to things like this, any meditation, any affirmation, anything like that, just to calm not only our mental stress but our physical stress as well, just everything in general. And this ties into my second um, my second scholarly article. And the reason why I wanted to target these as well, because my third article is going to involve the college students. That's why I didn't want to talk about college students, because I feel like this just has an effect on the whole population, but especially college students. Just defines humans in general, not just a certain population. So my second article is Stress and Health, a review of psychobiological processes. So this is basically how chronic stress can lead to disease, which it kind of ties into like the first article I got. But this one is crazy how it can cause us to have these diseases as well. sorry, these diseases as well, just because of the amount of stress our body goes through. And this will tie me into my third. I just really like, before I go into my third, I just really like the way all these concepts tie together, because I think it's so important to talk about how much stress can genuinely impact not only who we are now, but who we are going to be tomorrow, the next day, the next day, next day, and years moving on, and how our body is going to react to that. So, and especially because this semester I did go through so much more stress, I could even tell the difference as well, like with the way my body was just in like this anxious state for a long time, and it was just hard to navigate through that certain feeling, knowing that it was just stress. Like I could go without eating because of how stressed I was, and I don't like that feeling, but I ended up associating those two together and knowing that, hey, this is why. Um, so my fourth article is going to be stress factors, stress levels, and coping mechanisms among university students. So this is basically like a study on university students, and just like common stressors that they have and how stressed they feel. Excuse me. And just like different coping strategies that help them. And a lot of it was like meditating, writing down, the go-to things, which it's pretty cool because you always like end up going back to it. And you those are like the main topics that we end up going back to, and how important and vital they are, and how much they genuinely help us as individuals. So yeah, and especially college students, like a lot of them would just kind of use those type of coping mechanisms to try to get through by it's just being able to, get at least one good thing to be able to release that that stress out of our body. Just everything, honestly, just everything, not up just to here, but just everything, like I keep saying. And so and this kind of ties into the second course concept, because I know I talked about relaxation training, which is kind of ties into everything that we just went through, but I want to talk about cognitive appraisal. So basically, this is like which a person is like taking a step back and deciding if it's like like what the situation is. Is it going to be like a threat, a challenge, or it's not that serious, or just things like that. So I feel like this is something that is very important for college students to kind of go over and go through and kind of help themselves navigate that. So I think taking a step back and asking yourself, like, is this really a big deal? Do I have to put all this energy into this? Especially after doing like some sort of relaxation training and things like that. So I think that was like a cool concept to kind of navigate through that and try to add it all together, especially for college students. So and one last one is just general adaptation syndrome, which is also something that we talked about. So this is kind of like how our body responds. So this kind of goes into everything as we were talking about, because a lot of college students, they are so fixated on certain things, which can cause a lot of stress. And this is just how different environments and stressors affect who we are as people. And one evidence, and something I want to go over, discuss at least one evidence base. This, I just want to do meditation. I think meditation is top tier when it comes to navigating through all of this. Just being able to calm our nervous system and teach our nervous system, like, hey, you're stressed, but it's okay. Like you do not have to overanalyze and overcreate this problem. You can take a step back and take a breather, and everything is going to be okay. And I think just making a safe place for ourselves when it comes to stress is beyond important. So that's something that I really enjoyed. And just a personal reflection, I personally learned through the project how it connects to your understanding. All of this was just amazing. I think learning about stress really helped me in navigate the understanding of how important it is to just pay attention to ourselves. not just what we think, but our body. I think I've been liking that a lot. Sometimes, even whenever I am hungry, I'm like, I'm gonna be fine. Da 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 da. Like, even though I sit with it now. And that's something I used to not do. I'll try to avoid it. I'll go on my phone. I will do something to avoid the way I was feeling. But just being able to accept it and sit with it, I think that is the best thing, because it has allowed me to be more self-aware of what I'm feeling. And hey, I'm feeling this, so I know what I have to do, but also I know how to navigate through this. Like, I don't have to be scared about it. So I really enjoy that. I feel like that really goes with reflection number one. And reflection number two, of course, like the meditation and just being able to feel safe around that type of environment. But yeah, and then reflection number three, of course, we just were able to tie all of that together. So it was really cool and very fascinating to learn about stress, because I was able to learn not only mental, but like I said, body, and how vital everything that we have within us is, and how one thing can really cause a breakthrough through our whole system, not just our head, our whole system. So just being able to appreciate that part of ourselves and pay attention to it, I feel like that is something that I for sure took away from this class. But so yeah, and that is my little video on all of these topics that we were able to go through. But I had such a great time learning about all of these things and how they affect us as people and who we are now.